Yesterday, he was the weakest student in the entire school. Today, the whole world is hunting him. They called him worthless. They called him F-rank trash. They said he would never awaken, never fight, never matter. But right now, standing in the smoking crater of a collapsed S-rank gate, he does not look worthless. Blood drips from his torn academy uniform. His breathing is slow, controlled. Around him, the air still crackles with leftover mana so thick it burns the lungs. A dead abyss boss lies split open behind him. Its core has been shattered into dust. And above, in the black sky, dozens of military drones circle like vultures. S-rank hunters surround the crater's edge. They are not here to save him. They are here to capture him. The strongest guilds on the planet have all received the same order. One student, one former F-rank, one living system, bring him in alive, or do not come back. A red targeting laser paints the back of his neck. He does not flinch. He turns his head slowly, and for the first time in his life, he smiles at people who used to step over him. If you're new here, hit subscribe so you don't miss part 2, because this story only gets crazier. But let's rewind, because none of this started with power. It started with humiliation. This world runs on mana. At age 16, every student enters the academy and places their hand on a mana stone. The stone glows according to rank, S, A, B, C, D, E. The brightest glow means a future. The faintest glow means a life of mockery. But when this boy placed his hand on the stone, nothing happened. No light, no warmth, no rank. The instructor had to check the stone twice. Then he said the words that would define this boy's entire life. F rank, no mana, no path. Next. The classroom laughed, not a small laugh, the kind of laugh that echoes in your skull for years, the kind that tells you exactly where you belong. So how did that same boy end up standing inside a dead S-rank gate with the whole world hunting him? The answer is not what anyone expected, because the system did not just awaken him, it chose him, and it gave him something no one else has ever received. Unlocking God-class system. 10,000x critical hit, but that comes later. First, you need to understand how low he was, how broken, how alone, because only then will you understand why the world is right to be afraid. What happens when the weakest student in history becomes the most dangerous hunter alive? That question is exactly why you're still watching. His name was Jinwoo. And for as long as the Academy had known him, that name was a joke. Every year, the Korean Hunter Academy tested thousands of students. Every year, the rankings appeared on the central board for everyone to see. S rank, A rank, B rank. The letters decided your dorm, your meals, your future, and your worth. At the very bottom of that board, in faded gray text, one name never moved, Jinwoo, F rank. Not because he failed once, not because he missed a test, but because his body produced no mana, none, zero. In a world where power was everything, Jinwoo was nothing. And the Academy made sure he never forgot it. The first humiliation happened in Professor Darian's combat theory class. Professor Darian was a C-rank hunter, but he acted like an S-rank king. He wore a pressed black coat, carried a silver-capped cane, and looked down on weak students the way a man looks at dirt on his shoe. He had favorites. Rich students, noble students, students who could pay for private lessons. Jinwoo had none of those things. Today, Professor Darian announced, "We will test mana resonance. Each student will channel their energy into the stone. The brighter the light, the stronger the future." He pointed his cane at the front row, A rank, B rank, C rank. One by one, the students stepped forward. The stone flashed. Blue, green, gold. The classroom clapped. The professor smiled. Then he looked at the back of the room. Jinwoo. Silence. Jinwoo stood slowly. His uniform was clean but old. His hands were trembling, not from fear, from the cold. The academy gave low-ranked students thin jackets. It was another small reminder of their place. He walked to the stone. It was the same stone he had touched 100 times before, and 100 times before it had shown nothing. He placed his palm on it. The stone stayed dark. Seconds passed, then 5. Then 10, Professor Darian sighed. Still frank. "Did you even try this year, boy?" "I did, Professor," Jinwoo said quietly. "I trained every day." "Trained?" The professor laughed. "Training implies you have something to train. You have no mana, no ability, no future in this academy. You are not a hunter. You are a placeholder." The class laughed. Some students shook their heads. Others looked away. Most just enjoyed the show. "Maybe next time," the professor added. "Try praying to whatever god accepts F-rank souls." Jinwoo lowered his head. "Yes, Professor." He walked back to his seat. Every step felt heavier than the last. But that was only the first humiliation of the day. The second one cut deeper. After class, Jinwoo went to the cafeteria. He did not have money for the high-rank meals. He had a small bowl of rice and a boiled egg. Low-rank rations. It was enough to survive. It was not enough to matter. As he sat alone in the corner, a shadow fell over him. Sarah. She was B rank, beautiful, sharp-eyed. She had been his girlfriend for 3 months. He had believed every word she said, every promise, every soft look. Now she stood beside Kale. Kale was A rank, noble blood, shoulders like a war horse, a jaw that looked carved from stone. His family owned 3 dungeons and half the Eastern Gate contracts. He was everything Jinwoo was not, and he had his arm around Sarah's waist. Jinwoo, Sarah said. Her voice was cold. We need to talk. The cafeteria went quiet. Students turned in their seats. They sensed blood. What is it? Jinwoo asked. Sarah looked at him like he was a stain on her memory. This thing between us. It's over. Jinwoo blinked. Why? Why? Kale laughed. Look at you. You're F rank. You're not even a hunter. You're a floor mat with a student ID. Sarah deserves someone with a future, not someone who will be cleaning dungeon floors in 5 years. Sarah shrugged. It's true, Jinwoo. I can't be seen with you anymore. My reputation matters. My rank matters. You don't. Easy prey. To Sarah, Jinwoo was just an embarrassing chapter she wanted to rip out. Kale leaned closer, lowering his voice so only the nearby tables could hear. You should thank me. I'm doing you a favor. Better she leaves now than later, when you're begging outside a gate for copper coins. The room laughed. Not all of them, but enough. Jinwoo's hands curled under the table. But he said nothing, because what could he say? In this world, if you don't have power, you don't have value. Sarah turned away. Kale smirked and flicked a drop of water from his glass onto Jinwoo's tray. A small insult, a final punctuation mark. See you around, F rank, Kale said. They walked away together. Jinwoo sat alone again. The rice had gone cold. The egg was untouched. Around him, students whispered. Some laughed behind their hands. A few took photos. One uploaded the moment to the Academy forum with the caption, F rank ex-girlfriend upgrade. But the universe was not finished with Jinwoo yet. That night, he was assigned to dungeon cleaning duty. It was a punishment. Low-rank students did the jobs no hunter would touch. Scrubbing blood off the stone floors after a D-rank raid. Carrying monster corpses to the incinerator. Cleaning the armor of students who actually mattered. The guard in charge was a C-rank named Rook. He had failed his promotion exam 3 times. He hated the world for it, and he took that hate out on F-rank students. Hey, trash, Rook said, tossing Jinwoo a dirty rag. The A-rank training hall needs polishing, with your hands. Not a mop. That hall is huge, Jinwoo said. It'll take all night. Rook grinned. Then you better start now. Jinwoo looked at the rag. Then at the long dark corridor leading to the A-rank hall. He could feel the eyes of the Academy on him, not because they cared, but because watching someone suffer made them feel strong. He knelt down and started scrubbing, and as he worked, something inside him cracked. Not his bone, not his spirit, something deeper. A thought, what if there was another way? What if the system that everyone said did not exist was just waiting for the right person to say yes? Because here is the thing about power. It does not go to the loudest. It does not go to the richest. It goes to the one who is willing to lose everything and still get back up. Jinwoo did not know it yet, but he was about to become that person, and the whole world would soon learn why you should never mock a man who has nothing left to lose. But first, something had to happen. Anything impossible. The unlocking God class system. 10,000x critical hit. Cat. That message was still waiting in the dark, and Jinwoo was about to touch it, but who would believe that the boy on his knees, scrubbing a floor, would rise to shake the entire world? The next day, Jinwoo woke up with bruises on his knees and dirt under his fingernails. He had spent the entire night scrubbing the A-rank training hall, not because it needed cleaning, but because Rook wanted to watch an F-rank beg for rest. Jinwoo never begged. So Rook made him scrub the same corner 3 times. He returned to his dorm as the sun came up. The other students were already dressed, laughing, preparing for morning dungeon simulations. Jinwoo had not slept. He could barely stand, but he still went to class. Not because he believed in the academy, but because leaving meant they won, and Jinwoo was tired of losing. Then came the announcement. F-rank students, the academy speaker crackled. Report to Gate Maintenance Bay 4 for mandatory dungeon upkeep. Failure to comply will result in demerit and expulsion review. Jinwoo closed his eyes. Dungeon upkeep. That was a death sentence for an F-rank. It meant entering an uncleared dungeon after the hunters had already left. Collecting leftover mana stones. Dragging monster remains. Walking through dark corridors where hidden threats still lurked, the academy did not care. Low-rank students were cheap labor, and if one disappeared, fewer mouths to feed. By noon, Jinwoo stood at the entrance of a D-rank dungeon called the Hollow Tunnels. It had been cleared the day before by a team of C-rank students, but dungeons were never truly safe. Stragglers remained. Traps reloaded, and sometimes a monster that had escaped the clearing party came back. Rook was there, of course. He was the one who had put Jinwoo's name on the list. "Relax, trash," Rook said, handing him a cheap mining pick and a cracked lantern. "It's just cleanup. You want to be a hunter someday, right? This is your chance to see a real dungeon up close." Jinwoo said nothing. He walked into the dark. The dungeon air was cold and wet. The walls glowed faintly with leftover mana. Water dripped from the ceiling like a slow heartbeat. Jinwoo's lantern flickered. The path split into 3 tunnels. The other F-rank workers went left and right. Jinwoo was told to go straight. "Your name is on the deep sector list," Rook had said. "Try not to die too loud." Now Jinwoo understood. Rook had assigned him to the deepest, most unstable part of the dungeon. A place where no cleanup crew had gone yet. A place where monsters were still active. He took a step, the tunnel groaned. Dust fell from the ceiling. Somewhere in the distance, claws scraped against stone. Jinwoo stopped. He turned around, the entrance was gone. The tunnel behind him had collapsed. Not naturally. The academy had sealed it. They had known. They had sent him here to disappear. For a long moment, Jinwoo just stood there in the dark, then he laughed. Not because it was funny, but because he finally understood how little his life was worth to them. To the academy, to Sarah, to Kale, to Rook, to everyone. In this world, if you don't have power, you don't have value. That thought burned in his chest. Then the monsters came. They came from the walls. 3 of them. Dog-sized cave crawlers with too many legs and eyes that glowed white in the lantern light. Their mouths split sideways. Their claws tapped against the stone like needles. Jinwoo raised the mining pick. His hands were shaking, not from fear, from exhaustion. The first creature lunged. He swung, missed. The second creature hit his leg. Pain exploded up his side. The third slashed his back. He fell forward onto the cold stone floor. Blood pooled under him. The lantern rolled away. The pick was still in his hand, but his fingers were going numb. This was it. This was how Jinwoo died. Not as a hunter, not as a hero, but as an F-rank cleaner in a forgotten dungeon, abandoned by the very people who were supposed to train him. He could hear the creatures circling. He could feel his heartbeat slowing, his vision blurred. The dark pressed in, then something strange happened. The dark spoke. Host detected. Jinwoo's eyes opened wide. A blue light appeared in front of him. Not from the lantern, not from the walls. It hung in the air like a floating screen. The life signs critical. Awakening protocol initiated. He tried to move. His body would not obey. But the screen stayed. It pulsed once. Twice. Then the words changed. Scanning mana pathways. Agar result. Rank. 0 mana. 0 potential. Agar searching for hidden condition Dishamet. Defiance of certain death. Agar condition met. Survival will exceeding limit. Agar condition met. System compatibility 100%. Jinwoo did not understand. He could not speak. But something in his chest was getting warmer. The blood was still there. The pain was still there. But it was changing. Overriding class. Exa rank class rejected. Exit unlocking God class system. 10,000x critical hit. The words burned into his eyes. The new class granted. God of the infinite critical. Exit passive skill unlocked. Perfect critical. Every successful strike will now register as a critical hit. A passive multiplier unlocked. X 10,000 damage. A Gizit title granted. The one who refused to die. The screen flickered. Then more messages appeared, faster now. Had healing body. Aga storing stamina. Aga strength increased. Agility increased. Sense increased. Aga warning power sealed. User must train to unlock full potential. The blue light exploded. Jinwoo's back arched. A scream ripped from his throat, not from pain, from power. Raw, impossible power, pouring into every broken bone, every torn muscle, every empty mana pathway in his body. The cave crawlers shrieked. They backed away. Even they could feel it. Jinwoo stood up. His wounds were gone. His exhaustion was gone. His hands were steady. The mining pick in his grip felt different, lighter, warmer. He looked at the creatures. They looked at him. For the first time in his entire life, Jinwoo was not the prey. The system screen appeared one more time, small and quiet in the corner of his vision. So welcome, Jinwoo. Your journey begins now. He took a breath and he smiled. Somewhere far above, in the academy halls, students laughed about the F-rank who had been sent to die. They thought he was already gone. They thought the dungeon had swallowed him whole. But they were wrong, because underneath their feet, in the cold and the dark, something new had been born. And the system had given it a name that would soon make the whole world tremble. The boy who used to scrub floors was gone. In his place stood something else. And the only thought left in his mind was quiet and cold and certain. In this world, if you don't have power, you don't have value. He looked at the monsters. Then it's time I got some. Jinwoo stood in the dark. The blue system screen still pulsed at the corner of his vision. 3 cave crawlers hissed from the walls. A few seconds ago, these creatures had nearly killed him. Now they looked small, slow, weak. He gripped the mining pick. The first monster lunged. Jinwoo did not think. He just swung. The pick connected with the creature's skull. Not a hard blow, not a perfect strike, just a simple tap, but the result was not simple. A critical hit. Agatha damage, 10,000. Agatha target level 12 cave crawler eliminated. The crawler did not scream. It did not fall. It exploded. Black ash burst across the tunnel wall like a firework made of smoke. No blood, no body, just nothing. Jinwoo froze. The second crawler attacked from the left. He swung again. Another tap, another explosion. Critical hit. Agatha damage, 10,000 Agatha. Target level 12 cave crawler eliminated. The third turned to run. Its claws scraped frantically against the stone. Jinwoo grabbed a loose rock from the ground and threw it. The rock hit the creature's back. Critical hit. Agatha damage, 10,000 Agatha. Target level 12 cave crawler eliminated. Died 3 dead. 0 wounds on him. His breathing was slow. His hands were steady. The fear was gone. Then the system spoke again. Triple kill bonus. Multiplier increased. Exit current critical multiplier. X 20,000 exit. Notice. Killing multiple strong enemies at once doesn't just give a bonus. It multiplies the multiplier. Jinwoo's eyes widened. What is this? The system answered. The God class system grants a base 10,000x critical hit on every successful attack. Agatha consecutive kills within 10 seconds increase the multiplier. Current multiplier resets if no kill occurs for 30 seconds. He understood now. This was not a normal hunter system. This was a slaughter engine. Every hit was critical. Every kill made the next kill stronger. And as long as he kept moving, kept killing, the multiplier would climb. He looked down at his hands. The same hands that had scrubbed floors. The same hands that had held a cold bowl of rice. Now they were holding something dangerous. He smiled. Let's see how far this goes. Quick reminder, like the video if you want the next chapters. Because Jinwoo is just getting started. He moved deeper into the dungeon. The tunnel opened into a wide cavern. The air was thicker here. The mana in the walls glowed a sickly green. At the far end, a pack of stonehounds slept on a bed of broken bones. Level 25 monsters. Their hides were made of rock. Their teeth could crush iron. A normal F rank would have died in seconds. But Jinwoo was no longer a normal F rank. He stepped into the light. One of the hounds woke. Its eyes snapped open. It growled. Then the others woke too. 6 of them. They circled him slowly, sniffing the air. They smelled something wrong. Easy prey. To Jinwoo, they were just targets. The first hound charged. Jinwoo sidestepped. His new agility made the world feel slower. He swung the pick into the hound's side. They critical hit. Damage, 10,000 by 20,000 multiplier? No. Current multiplier, x 20,000. God wait, need consistent. If base 10,000 and multiplier x 20,000? Actually, earlier base was 10,000 damage, not multiplier. The system said base 10,000 x critical hit and multiplier increased to x 20,000. That would be 10,000 times 20,000? Too huge. Let's clarify, the initial damage was flat 10,000 per hit. Multiplier increased to x 20,000? That would be insane. Maybe better. The system grants 10,000x critical hit. Base damage from attack is multiplied by 10,000. Then consecutive kills increase the multiplier from 10,000 to 20,000, etc. He levels up further. Level 8, attack 15. He finds boss. Abyss Warden, level 80. Should require A rank party. He hesitates, but fights. Boss fight. Boss has damage reduction 90%. His first hit. Attack 15x current multiplier maybe x 100,000. 1,500,000. Reduced 90%, 150,000. Boss HP 3,000. Need multiple hits. Boss enrages, hits him hard, HP drops. Title The One Who Refused to Die activates when HP below 10%. Attack plus 300%, speed plus 300%, ignore 50% armor. Then he hits rapidly multiple times. Chain kills? Actually, boss is single target, but consecutive hits within 10 seconds might also increase multiplier. System says consecutive kills, not hits. We can interpret maybe critical chain, but to keep with multiplier stacking from earlier, we can say the system also gives chain critical. Each hit within 1 second increases multiplier by 1.5x. Might be too complex. Simpler, title activation boosts attack, and with current multiplier already huge, one more hit kills boss. We can say after title activates, base attack becomes 45, 15 by 300, multiplier x 100,000, 4,500,000 damage, ignore 50% armor enough to deplete remaining HP. So boss dies in one critical after title. That works. After boss kill, system messages level up massively, dungeon core suppressed, hidden title. End with him leaving dungeon, academy not yet aware.
Reached the end of part 1. If you made it this far and enjoyed the story, go ahead and leave your like to support the channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Comment part 2 below so I can bring you the continuation. If we get more than 10 comments, I'll release the next part for you all. See you in the next video.